Good morning, dear students. See, this is a fixed point. Say I have named it as O. And if I take this fixed point as a center and I take the compass and I rotate my compass this way, then what I get? I get a circle. We call it a closed curve actually. We call this circle a closed curve. A closed curve whose every point is equidistant from a fixed point. This O is fixed point here. Fixed point. And this closed curve, all these points are at the same distance from this fixed point. That means suppose point A is here, then the distance of O and A, suppose 3 centimeter. If it is 3 centimeter, then another point B also will have same distance from O, 3 centimeter only. So we can give the definition of a circle this way. A closed curve whose every point is equidistant from a fixed point is called a circle. So the definition is a closed curve whose every point is equidistant from a fixed point. Equidistant means equal distance. Equidistant. Okay, meaning having equal distance from a fixed point. That closed curve is called a circle. You see, what is the meaning of closed curve? Closed means if I draw a curve this way, it is open because this n and this n is not joined again. So it is called an open curve. So, but this is a closed curve. Closed. A closed curve whose every point is equidistant from a fixed point is called a circle. Okay, circle's definition. Suppose this is a stick. My pen is a stick, and this is a cycle ring. If a stick and a cycle ring is there lying on the ground, the cycle ring is the good example of a circle, no? Cycle ring, wheels of a car, then wheels of a train, no? All these are a good example of circles. Okay, the ring that we wear on our hand, this is a ring. So that is also a good example of circle. Circle is not a flat object. It is just a what you can say. It is a ring. A long wire is there. Suppose this is a wire. So it is a metallic wire. Suppose I can bend it to give this shape. Then I will get a circle. Circle is that one. So you see what I am saying. Suppose this is a ring, cycle ring, and this is a long stick. So when both the objects are lying on the ground, there are possibilities like this. One possibility is that the stick may not touch the ring. One possibility. Another possibility is that the stick may touch the ring at two places like this. Means it may go across the whole ring. So it will go this. It will touch here and it will touch here. Or it may touch the whole ring exactly at one point from outside. So these are the three possibilities. So that is what we are going to talk about here in our discussion. Situation 1, case 1, where the stick has not touched the ring. Situation 2, where the stick has intersected the ring at two places. At this place A and at this place B, suppose. This is case 2. Okay. Another situation is that the stick has touched this ring exactly at one place from outside. Exactly at one place. Only here. Suppose this is point T. And it is suppose PT. So, according to the position of the stick and the ring, we have names for this line. Means for the stick. The stick is a line. It is resembling a line. Are you understanding, students? I am talking about a line and a circle. Their positions, according to their positions, what name we can give them. Okay, this is just a circle, just a line. But this is a circle, it is a line, but this line will be called a secant. S-E-C-A-N-T. Secant. Why it is called secant? Because this line has intersected this circle at two places. So at 2 points. Then we can call it a secant. Then what name can be given to this? Yes, name is given PT, T is a common point of the circle and the line, because at the point T the line has touched the circle. So this line which touches the circle exactly at one point, that line will be called a tangent. Tangent means a line which touches a circle at a point and it goes. Means it goes on, again it never meets the circle anywhere. But secant is a line, it will meet the circle at two places. It has touched here, again it has touched here. So now my question to you, if a line is given this way, can it be called a secant? Yes, students, this will be also a secant, because the line can be extended further. You can extend it again, because line extends indefinitely, no? So it will again intersect the circle. So, but if you go on increasing this line, it will never meet the circle again. Only at one place it has met here. So this line is a tangent. A line which touches a circle exactly at one point is a tangent. A line which touches a circle exactly at 2 points is a secant. A line which does not touch a circle at all, it is just a line and the circle is circle. Okay, students? So now we are getting introduced with a new point, or say new learning point, that is say a tangent, and another point secant. Okay, students? Point of touch or point of contact. If a circle is touched by a tangent, when a line touches a circle at a point, that line is called a tangent. So when we draw a tangent to a circle, just you see, students, PQ is a tangent to the circle at T, and O is the center of the circle. Then this point T is called point of touch or point of contact. Point of touch or point of contact. Point of contact. So when a tangent touches a circle at a point, the point where it touches the circle, that point is called point of contact, or also point of touch, we can say. Got the idea? So now my next point is, how many tangents? How many tangents can we draw to a circle? We can draw infinite number of tangents to a circle. Just you see, if I want to draw a tangent here, I can draw. I can draw a tangent here also. I can draw a tangent here. So at the circle, you can draw so many tangents, because tangents means a line which will touch and go, no? It will touch at a point and it will go. So that is a tangent. So if somebody asks you how many tangents can we draw to a circle at different points, then your answer will be infinite number of tangents can be drawn to a circle. Infinite number of tangents can be drawn to a circle at different points, but not at same point, at the same point, at different points. But if you are asked how many tangents can we draw to a circle exact at the same point, you can draw only one tangent at a point. You see, this is point T. Again another tangent you can't draw there at the same point T. That will not be a tangent. That will be a tangent, but it will be tangent at different points. At one point only one tangent will go. So at only one tangent can be drawn. One tangent can be drawn to a circle at one point. So as a special note, keep this point. Only one tangent can be drawn to a circle at one point. At a given point. Just you can say at a given point. At a given point. So now if it is asked, from an external point how many tangents can be drawn to a circle? External point means what? Look at this point P. Point P is outside the circle, so it is external point. External means outside, internal means inside. So if I mark a point inside the circle, that is internal point. So point O is inside the circle, internal point. A point which is on the circle, that will be called point on the circle. Now question is, from an external point, how many tangents can be drawn to a circle? There will be only 2 tangents to a circle from an external point. If you try to draw more than 2, it will never be. See, this is one tangent. Say PQ is a tangent, because tangent means a line which has to touch the circle exactly on one point. After that, it will just go only like this. So again, if you want to draw one more tangent, in this side you can draw. This will be another tangent. From the same point P, PQ and PR are 2 tangents. This PQ and PR are 2 tangents to the same circle at 2 different points. So from an external point, if somebody asks you how many tangents can be drawn to a circle from an external point, you will have to say your answer is 2. But if it is asked without specifying a particular point, so from different points how many tangents can be drawn to a circle, we can draw infinite number of tangents. And at a point, how many tangents can be drawn? 1 tangent. Is it clear? At one point, 1 tangent. But to a circle, at all points, different infinite number of tangents. From an external point, 2 tangents can be drawn. Is it clear, students? From an external point, 2 tangents can be drawn to a circle. So, students, here is the first theorem of our this chapter, that is circle. Radius of a circle is perpendicular to a tangent at the point of contact. What it says, see dear students, here O is the center of the circle. O is the center of the circle, and say I have drawn a tangent here at this point T, suppose. So I have drawn a tangent to the circle. So this is a tangent. PT is a tangent. T is the point, common point of the tangent and the circle, because the tangent has touched this circle at point T. So this tangent PT, and this is center of the circle. Now this statement says that radius of a circle is perpendicular to a tangent at the point of contact. Meaning, if we draw a radius at the point of contact from the center, no, this is point T is point of contact. So if I draw a radius here, now here, this is a radius. According to this statement, this radius will be perpendicular here on this tangent at this point of contact. So that means we have to show that this angle is 90 degree. Angle PTO, this angle you have to show as 90 degree angle. So this is our purpose here. What it says, radius, this is radius of a circle, of this circle, is perpendicular, is making 90 degree angle to a tangent, to this tangent at the point of contact, means at this point, not anywhere. At this point of contact, it makes 90 degree angle here. So for our proof, I select 2 more points on this tangent, point A and point B. Okay, again you can select so many points. I am not saying 2 points are enough. Students, you tell me, points A and B, they lie where? On the tangent. But what is the difference of points T, B and A? What is the difference of their position actually? I am asking you. Points A and B only on the tangent. Point T also is on the tangent. But one speciality is that point T is also lying on the circle. Just you see. Because circle is passing through the point T. That's why you call it point of contact, point of touch. So you see, this point is little different from these 2 points. That means these 2 points are, with respect to the circle, these 2 points are external points. Whose distance is more than? Distance OB, distance OA. Who are the farthest points? Means I can say O is A is the farthest point here, because O is farther from O. No? A is farther from O. So A is the farthest point. B is little closer to O. But the closest point is, among these all points, the closest point is T, because T is on the circle. That means if I ask you which distance is the shortest distance of this point O from these 3 points, which is the shortest distance? OT is the shortest distance. Yes or no? So that is what we are going to write here now. What I have mentioned here in figure, always you mention the center of the circle at first. O is the center of the circle. First you mark the center and you say here O is the, introduce the center. What is the name of the center? You have to say here. O is the center of the circle. Then you have to say another point, that is PT. PT is a tangent to the circle where? At the point T. These two things are given things. So you have to write under the given step. Okay. Next you write to prove statement. To prove what you are going to show? Angle OTP or PTO as 90 degree angle. That is OT perpendicular on PT we are going to show. And this OB and OA, they are just construction only. So we have to mention like this. Construction step you can write, or you can write like this also. In some of the solutions we will write construction that step also, construction step. But now we are not mentioning here. We will write like this. A and B are points taken on this PT, and OA and OB are joined. So students, points A and B are taken on PT, OA and OB are joined. This is the construction also you can write, in proof part also you can write this line, no problem. Now we are going to write the proof of this. But before that, I would like to remind you about a theorem that we have come across in class 9. So just you see, this is a line and point P is lying outside this line. The theorem was like this. P is a point lying outside a line, say QR is the line. So all the distances that are drawn from this point to this line, among all these distances, the shortest distance is the perpendicular distance. Means, suppose I can go to this place, I can come from, this is my suppose house, okay, remember like this. This is my house and this is suppose national highway. Sure. To reach this national highway, I have got this sub road, this road, means this way I can reach, this way also I can come, and this way also I can come. But for me this is shortest because this is perpendicular. This makes 90 degree angle. So shortest distance of a point from a line is a perpendicular distance. We have got this statement in class 9. Shortest distance of a point from a line is perpendicular distance. Means if I can come from this place to this line, I can come this way. Again, so many ways are there like this. Among all these lines, the shortest one is this one, which is perpendicular. That proof was there in class 9 in one of your chapter, that is triangulating. Okay. So you just recall that. If you have got class 9 book, you see that. So shortest distance of a point from a line is perpendicular distance. Once again I am reminding you, the shortest distance of a point P, its shortest distance is perpendicular distance from a line. Okay, no? There we showed that this line is greater than this line. This line is also greater than this line. This line also is longer than this line. All these lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, among then 6th line. Among these 6 lines, the 6th one is the shortest one, and that's why we say it is 90 degree angle. Shortest distance of a point from a line is perpendicular distance. Now then you see here, students, OA and OB and OT. Among these, shortest distance is OT, because OA and OB, since A and B lie outside the circle, OA is longer than OT. OB also is longer than OT. Any point you select here, that distance will be more than OT. Yes or no? So you have to write that statement here. Since A and B are lying outside the circle, and point T lies on the circle, therefore OA is longer than OT. OB also is greater than OT. So what you can say now? That is OT is the shortest. That is OT is shortest. Shortest line segment or shortest distance. Shortest distance. Therefore, and we know the shortest distance of a point from a line is perpendicular distance. Shortest distance of a point O from the line is perpendicular distance. Since shortest distance of a point from a line is perpendicular distance, therefore OT is perpendicular on PT. That is, angle PTO is also equal to 90 degree. So this is the statement that you have to write here. So what it shows that is OT is what? OT is radius. So OT, or you can say that is radius of a circle is perpendicular on a tangent at the point of contact. At the point of contact. So student, but don't misunderstand that if I draw a tangent this way, then this is the center. No, if I draw here, it will not be perpendicular. So that don't understand that way. It will be perpendicular only when you draw at the point of contact. So this is the point of contact, suppose. Okay, here you draw a tangent, then it will be perpendicular here. It will be perpendicular. So this is the meaning of the statement. So students, today you just go through this theorem and note down this theorem and write it as a homework also. So note down the theorem, first theorem of this chapter, and all the this one what call definitions that I have told you write down. Okay, that is also homework. Note down the theorem and also write the definitions that you heard in this topic, that is tangents definition, then secant, no, all these definitions you just, and then circle, what is a circle, then also you write the definition of radius, then you write what call chord. If you recall in class 9 you got chord, diameter. These are your work today: tangent, circle, radius, chord, diameter, and note down the theorem, and also write down the points, any other points that I have mentioned here, write down their definitions. Thank you students, have a nice day.